right, everyone, welcome back to Central Coast Disc Golf, Round 1, Part 2 from the 2023 Cascade Challenge, presented by Discraft. This is a Disc Golf Pro Tour Silver Series event. I'm your host, Nate Perkins, joined here today with Washington State local, Ella Hansen.
Yeah, it's good to be playing some disc golf in the woods in the Pacific Northwest through 9 holes. Vanessa Van Dyken putting down a solid round and quite a few others in the mix. Hole 10, par 4, only 505 feet, but a little bit technical off the tee. There's kind of that left side gap and right side gap that you can choose between. There is out of bounds to the left and behind this little patch, and then a patch of hazard here on the right. You can kind of see those yellow marked trees. Those are hazard as we get into the basket that's just tucked back here. Kind of an interesting design choice. We don't really see too many intentional hazards that aren't necessarily like golf sand traps.
Super rare to have the painted hazard, but it kind of fits well.
And so I was saying she missed that tree by centimeters, but ends up in a really good spot out in the middle of the gap. You really just want to kind of get, 300 to 350 out the gap. Avoid the out of bounds. Holland's throwing a nuke forehand there.
Oh, nuke, not the force.
I believe that's a nuke, and I think she was telling me this is the only hole she's throwing distance driver on in this whole course.
And she kind of tested the OB long there, and Rachel gets out the gap, and Heiser's just a little early. No. That was not the line or the angle there.
Sure wasn't.
No, we found the out of bounds too.
Yeah,
what a misfire right there.
Not good. Not what I was going for. I skimmed the edge of that grass there. I saw it kind of disappear over the edge. I wasn't sure if it was going to get up on edge and skip, but luckily it did.
Yeah, good recovery shot there. Yeah, and Rachel faded out too early, so she kind of pinched her angle off, and Holland's in the ideal spot right here.
Just a little bit inside. And Sai going with this aggressive route through the hazard and executes it very well.
Well thrown, little nose up hyzer there from a unique stance. She's pretty talented at that.
She is.
Stagger stance.
Yeah. And Rachel just pitching up, taking her par.
It's like her 5th circle 2-putt in a row. She's made 2 of them now.
Giving herself lots of opportunities.
Yeah, it was a nice up and down from that OB.
Yeah, I wish I hadn't thrown an OB, but that was a good par save. I was pretty happy with that.
It's usually ideal.
It is usually ideal, yeah. We saw Sai snag a birdie, getting herself under par for the first time this round. Hole 11, 285-foot par 3, very unique island green here. Kind of made of pavers. It's pretty straight shot. You're looking to kind of turn over your disc a little bit out of the hand, but this green requires a lot of speed control. You can't slide it up into the island. You really want to throw something that kind of will fall out of the air and the pin is tucked way back at the back of the island with a little kind of bump out that's just about bullseye width.
Beautiful shape right there. Does that sit? No way. And she flies that wall right there. And I honestly feel like this is one of the signature holes on the course. It's really rare to have an island hole in tight woods like this.
Yeah. I was like a little skeptical at first when I saw it, but I think it plays pretty well and it requires a really good shot, but there are ways you can kind of play to the front of the island and play it a little bit safer. Rachel doesn't like it immediately. Too far left. Doesn't quite get enough turn on that. I'm throwing my Lux Link again.
Yeah. Nice control there with the nose. Give yourself a circle one look for bird.
And this drop zone is about 45 feet. Really scary putt to run. Rough putt for me. Lucky it stayed in bounds.
You kind of pulled that one just a bit, not catching any of the basket.
Yeah. You ever have those kind of putts, Nate, where you like step up to it and you feel it? I'm feeling off a little bit, but I'm just gonna putt it anyway, and then you should just stop and reset.
Yeah.
That was one of those for me.
Yeah, there's a pretty well-known player, Andrew Fish, who is kind of known for, if he's having that feeling, he'll step away from his putt and tell himself, "No, Andrew, no."
He will. He will. He's definitely an interesting one to watch. Hole 12, par 4. Kind of one of those bomb and scramble shots. Big.
For sure. Classic bomb and scramble here.
Classic bomb and scramble. Right turning off the tee. And if you land right here in the middle of the fairway, you have a nice framed up straight shot up to the green. But there is some gaps to the left and to the right. Gonna be a backhand turnover or forehand off the tee. And I really like that on my hand, but gets caught up a little on the right side a little early.
Beautiful shape there from side. Nice little follow through. Pretty ideal landing zone.
Absolutely. That's if you drop my drive there every time, I'd be very happy. Holland going with the forehand, really pushing the back wall. She's done that a couple of times on these forehands. She's getting a little case of the tournament power.
Yeah, she's zipping them. D3 here for Rachel.
Gets a nice big old skip. And I was kind of pinched off, just trying to get as much distance as I could down the fairway. That's kind of one of the shots I look back on and I'm like, I should have thrown an overhand there.
Nice. Overhand.
Yeah, something.
Would you go with
something
the
more straight.
thumber or?
Probably like a tomahawk, which, in my brain I call a hammer, coming from Ultimate. But
Okay. Hammer. I like that hammer. Ooh. Really pretty release there from Holland. Fades out just a bit early.
Sai, I think that's the same disc that she threw off the tee. Going with it again for the up shot. Looks really good.
Oh. That was close.
Was not trying to throw it in.
No?
No.
Yeah, it kind of left your hand a little flat and punchy, huh?
Yeah. Nice approach for Rachel.
Yeah.
Catching right side chains.
Yeah, strong putt there.
Colin has been all over the basket from circle 2. That was one of just 2 birdies on the day from Sai.
No way. Does that not catch?
Yeah, not my.
Moving from left to right. Lots of right side chains.
Pretty frustrating for me, but all I'm trying to do is, trust myself, know that all I can do is keep trying my best. Taking a look at the Washington State Capitol. One of the prettiest ones in the country, I think.
Where's it at?
In Olympia, just about
really?
30
Okay.
minutes southeast of our course in Shelton. Vanessa dropping to 3 under, but again, super tight race. Stacy Ronsley, Lucky Lorenzen, quite a few other folks in the hunt.
Billy Rossini and I go back to 2007, I believe. Billy was one of the guys that was actually sponsored in Charlotte by Innova. He said, hey, here's my product, and I was already in. All the scoring that we do in our sport now is all digital. Having some sort of backup power source is gonna be really important. We feel that it's good quality product. And having a stash pack that holds the cable that connects to any device, it just works. It's not just my business partner, it's my friend. And so that's why this thing really works for me.
At Discraft, we don't wait to see what the future holds. We build it. The future is in your hands.
Hole 13, par 3, 340 feet. I think it probably plays a little more like 320. I don't know that it's quite at 340, but really a straight shot. There's kind of this wall of trees. You want to pick your gap here, and there's a couple different ways you can throw straight at it. There's kind of a sneaky local gap high right from our tee pad, and you can also throw a forehand down the left side and try to skip it into this green. I see Sai going for this high local gap.
Wow.
Something overstable that's going to flex back.
Not hearing any trees.
And she gets way down there.
Usually a good sign. Oh, yes. Circle 1 there. Did you try that line at all?
I did try it, but I preferred kind of going just straight at it. And that's a little left for Holland. Catches a tree. Rachel also going with the forehand, getting out there.
She's been a little early on her forehand so far this round. Oh, going putter. Oh, man. That was on such a good line, Ella. That's kind of been the story of your round.
It really felt like that. I felt like the round's not looking so good right now, but I didn't feel like I was throwing the disc too poorly at all.
Holland getting a little fancy on us with that little nose up spinner. No. Super committed from 60 feet.
Yeah.
That's kind of the first circle 2 look that Rachel's really ran.
Sai's really wanting herself to commit to those putts a little more. We've seen her miss really being that low left. And she's throwing the disc really well, just missing a couple of those putts. Making a difference between a really good round and a pretty good round.
And so we actually did miss Rachel's 18-footer. She missed it just on the right side, and it's going to card the bogey 3-putt there.
Hole 14, par 4, 540 feet. Most players are going to be going to the right of this tree, out the gap, throwing something straight with a nice left side finish or more of a hyzer flip up. Really wanting to get somewhere past this set of trees, and not super hilly on this course. This is one of the holes that really has some elevation, bit of a downhill. You want to get over those stumps but have some speed control into the green. Sai playing a nice flex out. That looks really good.
Just 2 steps, and she loves that baby flex angle, huh?
She does. Holland, I think that's her UV vulture. Catching the inside of that tree.
And you're lining up that right hyzer, and that's out of the hand early. Hits the same tree.
I was just trying to be like Holland, I guess.
Be like your buddy. D3 there for Rachel, and also, she sneaks through that cluster.
Yeah, a little inside, but able to get way down there. I was just trying to get as much distance down the fairway as I could. Holland as well, trying to chip off a lot of distance. That's a bit turned over, gets a kick. This is a really tricky angle for Sai, having to go around that part of the tree.
What a shot.
Really great shot for Sai.
It's hard to generate power from that stance with the right hip in front like that.
And not just power, but also control. She didn't just have to throw it hard. She had to really hit a gap around the first tree, and very well executed. Rachel giving this one a bit of a run. That's a great par save from Holland.
Up and down right there. Tricky spot.
Sai with the birdie. 3 birdies already on the back 9 after only 1 on the front. So Sai's really hitting her groove here. Hole 15, 250 feet, I believe. This is the shortest hole on the course. Kind of plays a little bit right to left. You want to either push over these trees on our right with kind of a straight putter. You can throw a little bit more of a hyzer flip with something flippy and really try to pin it. You can also throw more of a flex forehand around that first tree, but that kind of takes a little bit more of that rough on the right into play.
Yeah, this is a unique one. At only 250 feet, it really is kind of like a baby S shape.
Yeah.
It's like right to left, but then back to the right again.
Yeah, it feels kind of touchy. I mean, you can see it straight off the tee. It feels really like a pretty straightforward hole, and it is not so easy. Holland.
I think that's fierce that she's floating along there.
That's a fierce.
Problem with this hole is if you just throw a dead straight shot, you're heading straight for those bushes.
Yeah, so you really have to push it kind of up over there or throw something very flippy. Rachel going with the forehand.
Ooh, way early.
And she's kicking way into those bushes. But a really excellent out. Didn't quite see it from that camera angle, but she was way back there. Sai's been all over the basket.
Pretty obstructed look there for Holland, and pushes that one right.
That's a really great scramble. Good par save for Rachel.
She's yet to card a birdie, but crazy to say that she's not out of the tournament yet.
No, absolutely not. Holland with a bit of a weird footing kind of on that fern, but able to execute and take her par.
Nice little view of the south end of the Puget Sound. If you're lucky, you could see a little orca pod cruising around the Hood Canal just north of us.
Yep, orcas, we got lots of seals out there, a lot of good nature in this area. And we continue to see Vanessa at the top of that leaderboard, putting together a great round. Hole 16 at Shelton, par 3, 310 feet. This is going to be a forehand hyzer or a backhand turnover. You really want to hit this initial gap and either push long for the forehand and skip up to the basket, or kind of cut that corner on the inside if you're looking at the backhand play. One of the more open greens, but still lots of trees in the fairway, creating danger. That looks a little too turned over for Sai, but doesn't cut roll surprisingly and gets a nice forward skip.
It's Raptor for her. Oh, man.
No,
high.
not
a little too much
happy.
hyzer. She's been pretty hard on herself. That is a beauty right there.
Yeah.
What disc was that?
That is a cloud breaker.
Cool.
That one felt really good.
Probably a short end of a cloud breaker forehand for you, huh?
Yeah.
310.
Really had to have to make sure that I'm putting lots of hyzer on that shot. So Holland ended up in some very thick bushes and gets out, but not quite up to the basket. And giving it a long run. This whole card really just all over the basket from C2. Not necessarily making all of them, but getting very close.
Oh. Sai's hit so much metal today.
She really has.
Unfortunate bogey right there, and nearly takes herself out on the stump.
I was laughing really hard after I saw that, but
You
I
were?
had to.
Yeah.
I
Did
didn't
you let
say
her know?
anything. I had to wait until she threw on the next hole before I said anything.
It's a good call.
She was,
Even with your
she was
bestie.
pretty grumpy about that bogey.
Rachel's still looking for that elusive first birdie.
Hole 17, par 3, 325 feet. Kind of another one of those straight shots. This one, a little bit more of a defined fairway. You really want to throw something that is going to push straight and have a little hyzer at the end. Shots that aren't quite committed enough are going to end up left around here in those bushes. And really just want to push straight as long as you can. A little bit of a sloped green, making those longer putts a little bit scarier.
Yeah, at this point in the round, you have either hit a lot of your gaps and are feeling confident, or you've missed a lot of them. And
Yep.
You're not feeling so confident about this straight tunnel.
Yeah. Sai playing that turn really nicely.
Beautiful shape right there.
Yeah. Really well played.
Flip.
And Rachel pushing the inside gap.
Holland just going buzz, and this one just looks so cool when it's flying.
Yeah.
That is a bullseye shot right there. Glow buzz on a 325-foot hole. We
That-
bounce back.
Yeah, good bounce back. That's when I told her I was laughing at her for almost
Okay.
eating it on
Good,
the last
good
green.
timing. 60-footer on the pole. Little step putt. That was flat delivery right there. Talk about that putt.
I was really happy. I felt like I was very close to making a lot of those C2 putts, and I just thought, me and the chains, I'm just going to hit them, and I did. Felt really good.
Back-to-back birdies for you. Rachel just on the left side, and side connects on third. Look at three birdies here on the 17th. Wow.
And this hole played as the second most difficult hole for the field. So,
Oh, and you guys nearly star framed it.
yeah, very close. Moving on to the last hole of the round, par 3, 635 feet. I really like this hole. Really want to push straight through this gap, and you can kind of go for this inside channel here short. There is some room a little deeper to the right, but there is also going to be out of bounds out there that you can definitely get to a little bit long. And the basket up on this nice little pedestal. Lots of different angles to get into the green. Really fun finishing hole.
Speeding things up here. Or? Wow, what? Just kissed it into perfection.
Yeah.
It's going to be a great spot to approach from.
Yep. Oh, got a little bit lucky with that tree kiss, but end up in a pretty good spot.
Sai connects on that angle again. Looks like it's fading out just a little early and catches a late tree. Should be able to throw a hyzer from there.
Yeah, and pretty lucky to not kick into the bushes there. Another good kick.
You thought your kick was good. Look at this.
And Holland is way down there.
That is as good as it gets on the 18th.
Yeah, really in prime position. Early release for Rachel. Taking a deep breath before her next shot. Playing the hyzer. Kicking a tree, but there's a gap there to get up and down. Getting into circle 2.
Kind of a tough day for Rachel. She's going to go birdie free on the round.
Sai catching a late tree, but biting off a lot of distance from a tough stance.
Maybe a little 240-foot shot into the green, and not really the angle you were looking for out of the hand. You kind of wanted to flatten that one out.
Yeah, I wanted to push it a little bit straighter. Bit of an early release for me.
Oh.
And not a great shot for Holland. She, I think, was going with her flippier zone, trying to penetrate a little more straight, and pulled it a little right. Or not right, pulled it a little left.
Oh. Full send. Oh, man, she's going to leave herself a tester for par now after what kind of looked like a sure birdie there for a minute.
Yeah, not what Holland was hoping for after that drive, that's for sure.
Your bid to get back to even par comes up just a bit short. You know, it was a tough day, Ella, but 1 over is still respectable.
Yeah, I was really happy to get those 2 birdies, and
No way. Holland gonna fall back to even. Tough finish for her.
Holland really not happy about finishing with a bogey there. But Sai finishing well. Only 1 bogey on the back 9. Only 2 bogeys overall.
Nice.
And
Solid round for Sai. I think that's gonna get her on the lead card for day 2.
that's correct. And taking a look at our leaderboard, or our card, excuse me. Yeah, Cy with those 2 bogeys, but lots of birdies. Some colorful scorecards for the rest of us.
Yeah, Shelton Springs playing a little bit harder than I think this field expected. 4 down was the mark set by Vanessa and Cat Merch. Lisa and Cy will join them on the lead card here on Central Coast Disc Golf tomorrow. And thank you guys for tuning in. If you guys want to leave us a comment. From Nate Perkins and Ella Hansen, we will see you tomorrow for round 2 from the Cascade Challenge.